Hey everyone, welcome to English for Job Interviews. I'm so excited to help you master this crucial skill for your career.
Absolutely. Today, we're diving into effective English for job interviews. We'll cover common questions, self description, addressing strengths and weaknesses, the STAR method, salary negotiation, and essential follow up email advice.
It's going to be an incredibly helpful session. All right, let's dive right into some of the most common questions you'll encounter in an English job interview. The first one, and often the trickiest, is tell me about yourself. It's not an invitation to share your life story, is it?
Precisely. It's a professional summary, really. Think of it as your elevator pitch. You want to highlight your relevant skills, experience, and career aspirations that align with the job you're applying for. A good structure might be past experience, present situation, and future goals, all tailored to the role.
That's a great point about tailoring it. For example, instead of saying, I like reading, you could say, my 5 years in marketing have equipped me with strong communication skills, which I believe are essential for this client facing role. Keep it concise, maybe a minute or so.
Indeed. Another very common question is, why are you interested in this role? Or why you want to work for us? This is where your research truly pays off. You shouldn't just say, I need a job.
Exactly. Show that you've done your homework. Talk about specific aspects of the company culture, their mission, recent projects, or even a particular product or service that excites you. Connect your own values and professional goals to what the company offers.
For instance, you might say, I've been following your innovative work in sustainable technology, and I'm particularly impressed with Project X. My experience in Y would allow me to contribute effectively to such forward thinking initiatives. This demonstrates genuine interest and foresight.
Okay, so moving on from describing yourself, let's tackle two questions that almost always come up. What are your greatest strengths and what are your weaknesses? For strengths, it's not enough to just list them. You really need to back them up with examples.
Precisely. When an interviewer asks about your strengths, they're looking for evidence, not just adjectives. So instead of simply saying, my greatest strength is problem solving, elaborate. You could say, my greatest strength is problem solving. For instance, in my last role, we faced a challenge with declining customer satisfaction. I took the initiative to analyze feedback, identified a key issue in our service process, and proposed a new training module, which improved satisfaction by 15%.
That's a fantastic example. It clearly shows how you applied the strength and what the positive outcome was. Now, weaknesses. This one can feel tricky, but it's an opportunity to show self awareness.
Indeed. The key is to frame your weakness constructively. Never state a weakness that is crucial for the job, and always follow it up with what you're doing to improve it. For instance, instead of saying, I'm not very organized, you could say, sometimes I can be overly critical of my own work, which occasionally leads me to spend a little too much time on minor details. However, I've been actively working on this by using time management techniques like the Pomodoro method and setting clear deadlines for myself to ensure efficiency without compromising quality.
That's perfect. It shows you know your areas for development, and more importantly, that you're proactive about addressing them. It demonstrates growth mindset and a commitment to continuous improvement, which are highly valued qualities. Okay, so we've talked about what to say, but how do you structure your answers, especially for those trickier behavioral questions? This is where the STAR method comes in super handy.
Indeed, the STAR method is an excellent framework for providing detailed, relevant, and impactful answers. It stands for situation, task, action, and result. It's particularly useful when an interviewer asks you to tell me about a time when, or give me an example of.
Right, so let's break it down. First, S for situation. You start by setting the scene, giving the interviewer context. Where were you? What was happening? Keep it concise, just enough information for them to understand.
Precisely. Next, T for task. Here, you describe your specific responsibility or goal within that situation. What was it you needed to achieve, or what problem did you need to solve?
Then comes A for action, and this is crucial. You explain the specific steps you took to address the situation or complete the task. Use I statements, not we, to highlight your personal contribution. What did you do? How did you do it?
And finally, R for result. This is where you talk about the outcome of your actions. What was the positive result? Did you achieve your goal? What did you learn? Quantify your results if possible, using numbers or percentages to demonstrate impact.
Exactly. Using STAR ensures your answers are clear, comprehensive, and demonstrate your skills and experience effectively. It really helps you tell a compelling story about your abilities. All right, let's talk about something many people find a bit daunting: salary negotiations. It's a crucial part of the job offer process, and having the right English phrases can make all the difference.
Indeed. The first rule before you even enter a discussion is research. You need to know the market rate for the position you're applying for in your specific location and with your level of experience. Websites like Glassdoor or LinkedIn can be very helpful for this.
Absolutely. Knowing your worth empowers you. When they ask about your salary expectations, you don't want to undersell yourself. Instead of giving a single number, it's often better to provide a range. You could say, my salary expectations are in the range of X to Y based on my experience and industry standards.
That's a good tip. And if they ask about your current salary, you might respond with something like, while I'm happy to discuss compensation, my focus right now is on finding a role where my skills can truly contribute, and I'm looking for a package commensurate with the responsibilities of this role. It keeps the focus forward.
When you receive an offer, if it's not quite what you hoped for, you can negotiate respectfully. Phrases like, thank you so much for the offer. I'm very excited about this opportunity. Regarding the salary, I was hoping for something closer to Z, given my qualifications and the value I believe I can bring to the team, are excellent.
Or perhaps, I appreciate the offer. I'd like to discuss the compensation package further. Based on my research and experience, I was looking for a salary in the range of A to B. Always be prepared to justify your request with your skills and what you bring to the table.
Exactly. It's a conversation, not a demand. Be confident, but also polite and professional. It's all about finding a mutually beneficial agreement. Remember, the worst they can say is no, but often there's room for movement. Okay, so you've nailed the interview. Fantastic. What's next? Don't just sit there and wait. A crucial step that many people overlook is sending a professional follow-up email. It's your last chance to make a strong impression and show your keen interest.
Absolutely. And timing is quite important here. Ideally, you want to send this email within 24 hours of your interview. Any later, and the impact might lessen as the interviewer will likely have spoken to other candidates.
Exactly. So what should we include in this email? First off, always start with a polite thank you. Thank them for their time and for the opportunity to learn more about the role. Make it specific to the conversation you had.
Indeed, mentioning something particular you discussed during the interview can be very effective. It shows you were engaged and listening carefully. Perhaps refer to a specific project, a challenge they mentioned, or a unique aspect of the company culture.
Yes, like I especially enjoyed learning about Project X and how my experience and why could contribute. Then briefly reiterate your enthusiasm for the position and why you believe you're a great fit. Don't write a whole novel, just a concise reminder of your key qualifications.
And maintain a professional yet friendly tone. You want to sound enthusiastic, but not overly casual or demanding. Conclude by reiterating your availability for any further questions or information they might require. It keeps the door open for the next steps.
Perfect. A well-crafted follow-up email truly reinforces your professionalism and genuine interest. It really can set you apart from other candidates, showing you're thorough and thoughtful. So, to quickly recap, we've covered a lot today. From making a great first impression with "tell me about yourself" to confidently discussing your strengths and constructively addressing weaknesses.
Indeed. We also explored the structured approach of the STAR method, navigated salary discussions, and shared tips for those professional follow-up emails. Remember, thorough preparation and consistent practice are truly your best friends.
Absolutely. Every interview is a chance to learn and grow. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. We know you can do it. Keep practicing, keep learning, and you'll shine.